Hey guys, some of you guys might remember in the olden days we used to sell some stuff on eBay. We used to send it to people all around the world, which was a bit of fun, made some people happy, got us a couple of yen now and again, and it was sort of a bit of fun thing to do. And then COVID came along, Corona came along, and then the international postage system got more serious because of terrorism and money laundering fears and all sorts of stuff. So we had to start using couriers like this one that we're sitting outside of. And it was just, we started using these guys because it was marginally easier than using the post office. And some of you remember some of the stories. I think we called it Japan Post Sucks. I think that video is called. If you haven't seen it already, check that out. Some of the frustrations with dealing with Japan Post. So we've been dealing with these guys, and as little as possible. We stopped selling stuff on eBay because it was too much stress, and we're doing as little as possible. However, Christmas is coming up, and the kids wanted to send some stuff to their grandmother, right? So, okay, we'll do that. So I knew it would be a hassle, but we did it. We put some stuff in a box. I came to this place. You'll see on the door over there, it actually says in English, overseas shipping, right? So I have sent stuff with these guys before, and it was a bit of a hassle. So I came down here 3 days ago, fully expecting that it was going to be a bit of a hassle, right? So I came in here with lots of spare time and prepared to be faffed around, right? And I wasn't disappointed. I filled out the entire form, which I won't show you because it's got everybody's names and addresses on. But I filled out the entire long form and had to detail everything that was in the box. And they have to see what's in the box, which I find really intrusive because, you know, there's all this personal stuff there. The kids are sending their grandmother, and we've got to show them. So I have to make a statement to say there's nothing dangerous in there. I have to fill out a detailed report about a list of everything that's in there, and then they have to see everything that's in there to verify it, right? Pretty rude. But anyway, that's just the deal. So that was 3 days ago I did all that. They looked at it. One of the things we're sending is a handheld fan, right, that takes batteries. And so they always worry about anything like that. It might have batteries in it, right? It said it's still sealed from the shop that we bought it from, and it actually said in Japanese and in English, batteries not included, right? So I went through all that. That was 3 days ago, and they finally got, oh no, that's right, filled out all the form, and it turned out I'd ticked a box that I shouldn't have, and there's no way to undo it. So they gave me a new form, and I had to go back to the counter and fill it out again, which was just, okay, all right. So I fully expected there'd be nonsense like that. So, okay, I did it, filled out the form again. And okay, is it all right this time? Yeah, it's all right this time. Thanks very much. And I really try to be polite and patient and kind to these guys when they faff you around, because it's sort of not their fault. It's their culture and it's the way they do stuff, you know. And so it's not the individual's fault. So I want to put this video on our How to Do Stuff playlist, because this is another heads up video to give you an idea of what to expect when you do business here, right? So you got to try and be nice to these guys, because you want to go, come on, really? But anyway, so 3 days later, I'm sitting at home this morning doing some stuff, and the phone rings, right? Sorry, guys. 3 days later, the phone rings. Today, the phone rings. It's these guys. There's some problems with your form. So the thing has gone, the box has gone from here to some distribution center somewhere, and then someone there has decided, oh no, this isn't good enough, and sent and contacted them and told them, no, it's not good enough. And so I've had to come in to redo the form, right? Okay. So again, I came down with the attitude, okay, this is going to be a lot of faffing. I've got to be calm and cool, right? So I walked in. Okay. I got a phone call. Hello, I'm back. I said, today, Ma, I'm back. Someone said there was a problem with the form. Oh, yes. So showed me the form. It's not written clearly enough. So the names and addresses of myself and the person it's going to were not written clearly enough. And so she's got a print of the form that's been sent to her, and so she's whited out the bits that weren't clear enough. Now my writing's not beautiful, but it's legible, right? I looked at it. I've got the original in my hand. There's nothing not legible about it, you know. But she's whited out the Australian address of the person that we're sending it to, right? But not where it says Australia. And I said to her, can you read that? She said, yeah, that says Australia. I said, so you guys are sending it to Australia, and then it's Australian people that are sending it from your distribution centre, right? So it'll be Australians reading this in Australia, won't it? Yeah. So the bits you're whiting out, they'll be able to read, right? It's not that bad. It's just because these guys aren't used to Romaji, right? So no, that's not good enough. But they can read the Australian. So can you see where I'm going with that? If it says Australia, it's only got to get to Australia, and then the Australians will take care of it, won't they? And they can read my writing. For 40 years I lived in Australia, they had no trouble reading my writing. Anyway, so we'll move on from that. Let's not dwell on that too long. The other problem was that I'd said it contained cards. The kids made Christmas cards for their grandmother, right? And so I had to say how many cards. There's 3, and I had to put a value on them. Priceless, I'd say, but I valued them at 100 yen each. Now, you can't just say cards. You have to say what kind of card. Is it a message card? And I said, no, it's a Christmas card. And the 2 ladies at the counter both laughed, ha ha ha, oddly. Christmas card, okay, so we've got to write Christmas card. Oh, what's it made of? Right? Got to write what it's made of. Oh, okay, paper. All right, paper Christmas card. All right, okay, we've done that. Now, this is all taking a long time, right? Then we got to the biggest problem. The biggest problem was the handheld fan. Let's go back to the handheld fan. Remember that from previously in the story? Right? So the handheld fan, those of you who haven't seen these things, it's just a little battery-operated fan, basically, and they're really popular here. The old days, people used to use the manual fan, right? These days, these handheld fans are really popular. The kids really like them. See high school kids with them, and lots of people like them. They're really useful, but no batteries, right? So, okay, you can't just say fan. So in the email that they got from the distribution centre, she showed me the email that you're not allowed, you can't just say fan on the form, right? And I said, well, that's what it is. What do you want me to write? Oh, has it got batteries in it? I said, no, you guys checked 3 days ago and it's got no batteries in it. You already checked that. Oh, okay, so we should write no batteries. Okay, so write no batteries. I wrote no batteries next to it, right, where it says fan. But you can't say fan. And I said, well, what do you want me to call it? Right? Now, you can't call it a fan. You can't call it a fan. Well, okay, what do you... she said, what's senpuki? What's senpuki in English? And I said, fan. Right? Oh, okay. So then she's on the phone then. This has been like 20 minutes by now, right? Now she's on the phone to the distribution centre talking to the person that sent the email. This is how much time's going into this. So the person that sent the email, and she's on the phone going, oh, he's saying it's in English, it's a fan. Now these guys, let's remember that sign in front of me there says overseas shipping, right? This isn't something that, when you send stuff overseas, you can't write it in Japanese, right? It won't get where it's going, will it? Anyway, so can't say fan. Okay, what are we going to say? And I said, so I just got to a point where I said, look, okay, whatever you want me to write, whatever you want to call it, I'll write it. Okay, I don't care what it is. You tell me what you want me to write, and I'll call it. And so she's back on the phone to this guy at this distribution centre and says, oh, in English apparently it's a fan. What can we call it? What can we call it? Oh, you have to call it a handy fan, right? Handy. Handy. And I said to her, that means benny in Japanese, right? You're saying it's a useful fan, right? Handy fan. And yeah, that's what you got to write. All right, that's what I'll write. So I had to write handy fan, no batteries. Okay. And so then I've turned it around to her and I said, is it okay? Yeah, it's okay. And I said, now is everything okay now? Because I would not be surprised if I got another phone call tomorrow, right? So I showed it to her. Is everything here okay? You sure everything's okay? Yeah, it's okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So the whole thing took 11, yeah, probably close to 30 minutes because there was delays in that story. So with me rewriting the form and everything else, and then she had to check and phone the distribution centre guy. At one stage, I actually came outside for a while because I was having trouble being calm and relaxed and nice. It's really frustrating. It is really frustrating. But I've had that same experience. I've made videos about this before. I think there were actually 2 videos called Japan Post Sucks. Maybe the first one was called Japan Post Sucks and the second one was called Japan Post Sucks Again, or something like that. 2. episode 2, something like that, because this sort of stuff is endless with the post office or courier companies or the bank. You know, the faffing around. Some of you would have seen the one about the bank. There was at least one about the bank. Remember, we went into the bank and could faffed around for 30 minutes to be told I couldn't do it anyway because I didn't have the stamp. So this is just what it's like living in Japan. Everybody, what it is they all live in fear of making a mistake. So 3 days ago they jerked me around in there because they were really worried about making a mistake. And then whoever that guy is at the distribution centre that saw the form looked at it and went, oh, maybe he couldn't read it. I reckon he needs new glasses because it's block printed, right? And my handwriting's not beautiful, but it's block printed. It's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. No one's going to have problems reading it, you know. But he's obviously, oh, what if they can't read it? What if it gets to Australia and then they can't read the address? Oh, better do it again. Better do it. And my writing the second time, trying my best, was not much different from what it was the first time, by the way. But apparently it's acceptable now. So, yeah, just really frustrating, guys. This is really normal. So that's what it is. They live in fear of making a mistake because, everything has to be perfect and everything has to work well. And if a person makes a mistake, I mean, we see it all the time on television here. If a company makes a mistake and they've got to recall a car or something, you'll see all the managers will be all lined up in front of a press conference, all bowing really, really deeply for a really long time. We are very sorry, we are very sorry, we are very sorry, we made a mistake. It's sort of unacceptable. Making mistakes is unacceptable, and that's what they live in fear of. So that's why courier companies and the post office and the bank and all sorts of bureaucracies, the city hall, they all live in fear of making mistakes. That's why they're pedantic about stuff. But just the ridiculousness of some of these conversations. I mean, the conversation, what sort of card is it? It's a Christmas card. What's it made of? Right, it's a card. Yeah, Christmas card. That should be enough. No, that's not enough. You got to write that it's paper or it's cardboard or what it's made of, and the battery, the handy fan with no batteries. Dear idea. Yeah, the bigger the car in Japan, the harder it is to drive, eh? That's the problem, isn't it? Anyway, guys, so that's a heads up. If you live in Japan, or even if you visit Japan, you've got to be prepared for this. When you know you're going to deal with one of these groups, you've got to psych yourself up for it. And I did my best. I came down here, I made sure I had a spare hour before I have to go to work. So I made sure I had enough time, and I sort of went in there with a really friendly, happy, relaxed attitude and did my best. I got a bit stressed a couple of times. When I went outside, I was getting a bit frustrated because it just got ridiculous, as you can see. Anyway, just a heads up, guys. If you come to Japan, be prepared for that. Try and be cool and be nice, because it's not their fault. They're just doing what they're expected to do, and But interestingly, though, I did walk in here once with a thing to send to Australia, all wrapped up, and I walked in and filled out the form and gave it to the lady, and she didn't ask to see inside it, and she sent it, and there was no problems. So it does vary depending on who you deal with. And that lady was actually in here today. I could see her, but unfortunately I wasn't dealing with her. She was doing something else. But these two ladies that I was dealing with were the difficult ones. There's nothing you can do. In some countries you might get angry and say, listen to me, I'm the customer here. But waste of time here. Waste of time. They'll if you do that, they'll probably smile and apologise and maybe laugh, because that's what they do when they get nervous. But it won't help. It won't cut the corners. They won't cut corners. They will never cut corners. They'll only do what they're supposed to do. And in this case, it's a lot of faffing and a lot of silliness. I just realised too, I stole their pen. I'm going to take it back in. Watch this. With a nice big friendly smile. More videos coming soon.